want you to go to vettix.org and firsttix.org today. Give something to those who gave.
Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
A lot of times I've reached my hand out here.
Oh, I was losing it.
I
almost certainly was.
Didn't have nobody to help them out, and they were down and out.
Did you know that the roots of the Pride movement lie in a historic riot? In the early morning of June 28, 1969, the Stonewall Inn, a renowned gay bar in New York City, was raided by the police. This incident sparked a series of events that led to the emergence of key figures in the LGBTQ Pride movement, one of whom was the remarkable Marsha P. Johnson. Marsha P. Johnson was born on August 24, 1945 in Elizabeth, New Jersey. She was an extraordinary activist, performer, and self-identified drag queen. The P in her name stood for Pay It No Mind, a motto that reflected her advocacy for living authentically. As a founding member of the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, aka STAR, Marsha worked to provide shelter for transgender youth who faced rejection from their families. She and fellow activist Sylvia Rivera fought for safe housing for these vulnerable individuals. Aside from her activism within the LGBTQ movement, Marsha was also a prolific performer. She was a member of the drag group Hot Peaches and even became the subject of art pieces by Andy Warhol. Tragically, Marsha's life was cut short in 1992, and her death remains a subject of concern and ongoing investigation. However, her legacy lives on as a symbol of resilience, authenticity, and the ongoing struggle for LGBTQIA rights. This Pride Month vignette was brought to you by Comcast. Celebrating Black excellence worldwide and bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on Word Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L O G.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Welcome to Tuesday, June 25th, that is, here at Love and Life. I hope you are having an exceptional day and an exceptional start to your week. Well, family, listen. I've got so much in tonight's episode that I'm going to jump right on in. I was looking at some things from the headlines and I said, okay, I have to share this stuff. I have to share it. Okay, so I don't know if you all saw this on social media, but there was a misspelled sign on I-95 right here in Philly near the bridge collapse. So as it was, PennDOT shared that they were so focused on getting this done, getting this sign up and reopening the 95 Cotman ramp that they moved a little too fast and they forgot to proofread the sign. It just gave me a little chuckle. It really did. It really did. So, for those who are unaware, I'm going to show you because the sign was recently installed at the new Cotman Avenue ramp in Tacony, which is the area that was rebuilt after that major accident that took place involving the truck fire and the I-95 bridge collapse last year. I went a long way to get to this, but this photo right here is the example. So now they've showed us it has been fixed. And I just thought, human error. It's fun to laugh at yourself sometimes. But when I saw it on social media, I said, oh, wait now. Wait now. So they let us know that it has been fixed. So for anybody that was saying, what? What were they thinking? What were they thinking? It has been fixed. And I want to share with you some things that will be taking place this summer. The Oval returns for summer 2024, transforming the Ben Franklin Parkway into an outdoor oasis. I remember seeing it. I remember driving by in the past and thinking, oh, I want to go. I want to go. I want to do that. So, as it is in the headlines, it reads, more summertime fun is coming to the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. Philadelphia Parks and Recreation Commissioner Susan Slauson, with the Parkway Council, announced that the Oval will once again return to the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. I'm all excited. I'm like a little kid right now reading this. But in any event, for 7 weekends, the Oval transforms a public parking lot into an outdoor urban oasis. So it was shared that we can expect 8 acres of food and beverage, art, music and entertainment, wellness experiences, and free special event programming. As a matter of fact, this year, Liberty Grounds, it's a popular mini bar, golf, and restaurant in Francisville, where they are installing an all ages mini golf course. Okay, that it's going to feature famous Philadelphia landmarks. I thought that was so cute. So we've got to get down there. We do. We've got to get down there. I thought that was too much fun. And there's more. For all of our donut lovers out there, here's another headline. Krispy Kreme will be giving away free donuts on the 4th of July. Shut up, but keep talking. Okay. Krispy Kreme announced the giveaway along with a collection of new donuts. What? I mean, in any event, fun times to be had for us all. Family, it is time for our Black History 365 moment. Yes, it is. Today's Black History 365 moment is about the Rosewood, Florida massacre, which is actually one of the more swept under the rug massacres against African Americans in this nation's history. So, the Rosewood massacre was an attack on the predominantly African American town of Rosewood, Florida, in 1923 by a large group of white aggressors. Now, the town was completely destroyed by the end of all of the violence that took place, and all of the residents were driven out permanently. So the story was mostly forgotten until about 1980s when it was revived and brought to the public's attention in a movie titled Rosewood. No. The movie came out in about 1997. Yeah. But it explains exactly what happened in that massacre. So, family, that is today's Black History 365 moment. Yes, it is. Family, let us know that you're joining us. We love to know that you're here. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You can give us a call by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. You can even post a message on our socials, and you already know I'm going to do my best to read it aloud if you do. Family, I'm wishing a huge happy birthday to all of our love lights who are celebrating. Yes, I am, including a happy belated birthday to our very own Harry Wims. Harry, I wished you happy birthday yesterday. I hope you had an exceptional celebration. Yes, I do. Everybody, show some love to our love light Harry. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy heavenly birthday to Tamir Rice, who would have turned 22 today. Yes, he would. I don't know if you all remember, but he was killed at the age of 12. But I want to say happy birthday to you all. And I'm sending extra love and hugs to each and every one of our love lights whose light is shining even the slightest bit dimly today. I just want you to know that your entire tribe and village are here. And we want you to know that we've got you. You hear me? We're not going anywhere. We've got your back. Yes, we do. You are not alone. Don't you think that you are? All right, I've got some things to share with you before you meet our exceptional guest in this hour. Y'all hear me? I'm already on 1,000 because she's one of our love bugs, and I just love her to pieces. I've known her for ages. So, and then, okay, see, I'm getting carried away already. All right, I'm going to share this with you before I introduce you to her. The first thing that I want to share with you is something that you all may know by now, but if you don't, our very own love bug, Tiffany Bacon, is hosting a new show. Yes, she is. Tune in to Breaking Bread every Sunday, where Tiffany will broadcast from a different restaurant, eatery, or chef's kitchen, where delicious delights and curious conversation are on the menu. Special guests will join Tiffany for brunch, where the conversations will focus on culture, business, health and well-being, media, literature, and the arts. That's right. So break bread with us every Sunday from 11 a.m. until noon, right here on Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. I also want to let you know that your vote matters now more than ever. Join Word Radio hosts Joanne Bell, Andrea Lawful Sanders, and James Peterson, along with Word contributor Niall Blass of the League of Women Voters this Thursday, June 27th, for live coverage of the first 2024 presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Our special program starts with pre-debate coverage at 8:30 p.m. Yep, write that down. Followed by a simulcast of the debate with live commentary and post-debate analysis and reaction until 11 p.m. So be sure to watch our special coverage on Facebook and get involved in the comments with your reactions to what the candidates say. So you can also listen live on the Word Radio app and watch live on Facebook, Twitch, and wordradio.com. This is your word on democracy. Your vote matters. Our democracy matters. Family, let's get started. I was sharing with you, our love bug is here. Yes, she is. She popped in a few weeks ago when we had another love light on, and I got all excited. I said, we're going to have her come on and talk. She is Aisha Winfield. She's an angel, y'all. She really is. But she is actually the interim executive director for the Blues Babe Foundation. Some of you say, what is that? Well, Blues Babe Foundation is a North Philadelphia-based organization that provides leadership, development, and academic programming for children, youth, and young adults hailing from North Philadelphia, with the expectation that it might continue to fuel their brilliance and open windows of opportunities. Family, I welcome you to the conversation with our love bug, Aisha Winfield. Hey there, Mama. How are you?
I am so excited to be here. Wonderful. I got that same energy you do. I had to put a little note over here so I don't get carried away and sidetracked because I love you so much, Carol.
I love you more. I know. And listen, it's so long overdue. Family, I should have had Aisha on here long ago. But you know what? There's no better time than the present.
It happens when it's supposed to. Absolutely. And of course, now I've got good stuff to talk about. So that's good.
Well, you always do. You're always involved in something exceptional. So yes. Always. And I'm well, you know what? I should say this offline, but I'm going to say it because her baby girl, who is no longer a baby,
no.
She's so beautiful and stunning. I think I stared at the post you posted of her. I stared at it. Like I was
Yeah.
looking at this. I kept seeing this little baby say, "Hi, Carol," and I was looking like, "Well, who is this woman that I'm looking at?"
And everybody that knows me knows her because she was all over the place for years. So we've watched her grow up, and she will be 18 next week.
I don't want to hear you say that again,
I
okay?
know.
I don't want to hear you say that again. But if you wouldn't mind, so the family knows I love you and so am so familiar. But would you please tell our family members just a little about you, like from where you come, where you grew up, and all that good stuff?
Absolutely. So I'm originally from Washington, D.C., and grew up there, moved to New York, worked at a record label, had the wonderful opportunity to learn about music behind the scenes, doing promotions and traveling, and then made my way to Philadelphia by way of working with Jill Scott and the amazing team, and loved all of it, and then got shifted, I guess. I've always loved working with young people, always
Mhm.
wanted to make sure that mentorship and opportunity was available to them in every way possible. And so got it started working in the nonprofit industry, in education, doing more training with young people so they could understand music, creative careers, things behind the scenes. And then from working with Jill, she wanted to start a nonprofit organization. So I was originally a part of the founding board of directors for the Blues Babe Foundation. And the goal has always been to give back to North Philadelphia some of those key things that Jill received growing up: exposure to new opportunities, financial support. And so I have been working with Blues Babe for a very long time, and I know it now with the numbers because we are getting ready to enter our 16th year of camp. And I know you were there way, right, Carol, right? So it has, when you love what you do, it does not feel like work, and it goes by so fast. So Carol was there in the very beginning, I think in the first and second year of camp, and we are now turning 16.
16. Okay, heavens to Murgatroyd. I'm sitting like, wow.
And I have to thank the Word audience because we have had some amazing families that have heard on the radio. Last year we did promotions, and when our campers started to come in, we asked them and their families where they heard about it. And so I thank you, Word family, for helping to spread the word and to make sure that families in North Philly know this is a free resource that is available.
First of all, and you're absolutely right. From the beginning, that was always the goal. Always, always the goal. And I'm so grateful that that didn't change. Like you all have been steadfast in this journey. You all have maintained. So kudos to you all. Kudos to you, Jill, the foundation. Kudos to you all, because that's hard work. That's not an easy task.
Yes. And I have got to say, because I know that they're listening, thank you to our team, because we've had some incredible partners, volunteers, sponsors. We are always looking for support and people to join in what we're doing because it really makes a difference. And so we now have a staff of 7, and I am so grateful for each and every minute that they give to this work.
First of all, when you say 7, I'm thinking, wow. Wow, 7. And then on the other hand, I'm thinking, that's not enough. On one hand, I'm thinking, wow, from the beginning, that's a whole army. But when I think about it, when you're talking about kids, that you need an army. You all are some extraordinary human beings to be able to make this all happen. We family are talking with Aisha Winfield, one of my love lights. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. In a moment, we are going to go to commercial break, but I am going to ask Aisha to tell us all about the camp and the foundation and all of that good stuff and some of the events that they host. And I do see that you have commented, family. Don't you think I've forgotten about you, because I am also coming to your comments when we come back from commercial break. Okay, so stay with us because we are coming right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60.
Hot
60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed from Wake Up with Word.
Joining us now is Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner. So I'm looking at those crime stats that you talk about. So when homicides were way up, you know, what I heard a lot was that it's Krasner's fault. Now homicides are down about 38%. I'm hearing crickets.
Yeah, there's a lot of crickets out there, you know, and it's the same thing. Call me crazy. I kind of like the truth, you know. I kind of like the truth. And that's why when the news was bad, in the middle of the pandemic, my office was doing a weekly press conference where we told the truth. What you are seeing is the dishonesty of people who have no respect for democracy. These are exactly the same people who are trying to erase Black and brown and broke votes in the city of Philadelphia. We have to tell the truth. And the truth is, in 2021, there were 255 homicides. As of today, there are 121 this year. It's less than half.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds you missed on Wake Up with Word on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Philadelphia homes are full of history, but some of that history may be hiding in the paint. Lead was used in paint for a long time, and it's dangerous for young children. Lead poisoning can cause serious health problems. But the good news is you can protect your family. Have your child's blood lead level checked and get your home tested for lead paint. Simple steps for a healthy future. Learn more at dli.pa.gov/lead testing.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Social media is addictive by design. YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram make billions streaming lies, hate, and drugs at our kids. The Center for Countering Digital Hate is holding these companies accountable. Join us at protectingkidsonline.org.
At YMCA Summer Camp, kids find their why. Friendship and fun, a world of adventure beneath a golden sun. Running, laughing, full of wonder, being themselves is second nature. Summer camp is where they begin to unlock the confidence that lies within. When kids find new passions, they find their why. Summer camp season starts soon. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Aisha Winfield in this hour. And family, I did tell you, I see that you are commenting, and I'm going to share your comments. Free to Be Me is sharing some love. Hi there. Thank you for joining us. Nasir Butler is sharing love. He says, guests, peace and blessings. And you know, Nasir, we send them right back to you. Malcolm shares that he's watching and listening from West Mount Airy. I look for that every day. Marla Campbell Harris. Hey there, Marla. She shares, happy Tuesday. Love and Life, Word Radio family. And Nasir said, yeah, that sign was too funny. He said, I'm so glad it's fixed now. I know that I-95 sign, that sign on I-95, that was, I cannot imagine the conversations that took place once the mistake was realized. Marla shares, that was a whole mess. How many people had a hand in this? I know, right? Harry Wims, hey there. I love light. He says, hi, everybody. I hope you had an exceptional birthday, Harry. Malcolm shares somebody got into some real trouble over that sign. I know they did. Keith Harris is sending love. Willie, I've missed you. I said, where's Willie? Willie shares that he is sending everyone his love from South Carolina. I said, where's my Willie? I missed you, Willie. And Michael Chip Gordon, hi there, love bug, is sending love and uplifting energy. Eric, Just Rick, says, hey there, everybody. How you doing on this terrific Tuesday? He's watching and commenting. Carla Gamble, hi, Boop. She shares, I love you. You know I love you more. You know I do. And Marla shares, hey, Aisha Winfield, I'm loving this love fest. And salute Blues Babe Foundation. Sending love to our love like Diane Fassett. Hi there, Diane. She's sending love to you as well. Heather Wilson. Look at me. I can't pronounce your name. That's my sister. Love, hi, boo. She's sending love as well. Craig Williams is joining us. And Marla shares, come on, free for incredible life-changing experiences for our youth and young people. Great things are happening in Philadelphia still.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, oh, wait, Mika's checking in. Hi, Mika. So, Aisha, please tell us, because I'm so curious to know. I don't even know what the process is for applying for the camp.
Oh, it's super easy. We have an application. Anybody that's on Instagram, if you go to our Instagram, there's a link there for you to be able to get it. We have a few spots left, so I would say do it as soon as possible. But our students entering the 4th through the 7th grade. And so typically they start at around 8 years old, go to up about 12, 13. Girls and boys. I always get asked that question. Is it just girls? No, girls and boys. The boys have a great time, and we've shifted it a little bit. And so anybody that is familiar with the camp, and I'm so grateful for all the new people that are just learning and finding out. But in the past, we did it as a day camp, and we went out to one location every day. They did swimming and boating and all kinds of activities. And we switched it up. The school district started having students go to school earlier, and it interfered with some of the locations that we worked with. And there were so many young people that just hadn't experienced some of the amazing places that are in our city. And so for the past few years, we extended to 2 weeks. And we take a number of trips. We make sure that students really get to see a lot of the different things that are in the city. And so we've gone to PAFA, the African American Museum, Franklin Institute. We always throw in fun. So we've done Sky Zone. We've done Philly Photo Spot, which is a selfie location in the mall. We've done, you name it. And we ask our young people, what is it that you enjoy? We did an overnight experience last year, and the kids had a fabulous time. Woke up in the morning and we had Chef Ray, who's a vegan chef, to teach them making pancakes and smoothies. We got to see deer. Wow. We had a campfire. So every year we bring something different and new. We partner with Still Rise Farm, which is about an hour and a half away in Percy, Pennsylvania. Okay. It's owned by Dr. Monique Gary, who is an African-American breast surgeon, and she brings in different doctors. They do yoga. They do fishing at the lake. They learn about food. We partner with Get Fresh Daily, and you'll hear the theme of partnership because it all works together with partnership. But Get Fresh Daily provided boxes of fresh produce to each of our families. And then they did an unboxing. They had all types of things, onions and peppers and collard greens. And so she provided recipes for how they can cook healthy meals. So all of the things.
That sounds so amazing. I want to share with our family members who are simply listening but not watching what your IG handle is. What is the IG handle?
It is Blues Babe FDN. So that's BLUESBABE FDN. So Blues Babe Foundation. That's the other question we get asked all the time because we get a lot of different variations of the name, but Jill's grandmother was Blue. Yeah. And she is Blues Babe. And so that's where the name comes from.
You know how many times I've answered that question? Yes. Okay, about half as many times as you have. What does that mean? So family, for those of you who are joining us on our socials, I typed both the IG handle and the website. Would you mind sharing that with us, Aisha, please, for our family members who are listening, the website?
Yes. So the website is bluesbabefoundation.org. BLUESBABE FOUNDATION.org, bluesbabefoundation.org.
And I'm also sharing the link tree. I'm sharing it all. Do you hear me? Wait, Diane, she shares, I want to go to the camp. I know.
So
Right?
listen, Diane, this is my favorite time of the year. Everybody knows I always do things that I enjoy as well. So I think I have as much fun as the young people at camp.
Listen, how can you not? How everything you just described to me sounds like everything I want my life to be, not just my summer, not just a camp, but my life. So, what are the exact dates of the camp? Did I miss that?
Yep. So camp is August the 5th through the 16th. It's just Monday through Friday, and it's from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Now, we do have 2 days that are virtual, just because there are some guests that we like to introduce the students to that are far away. We've had people in other countries come and visit with them. And so since the pandemic, we have incorporated virtual days just to continue some of that distance learning and bringing the world closer to them. And then the other thing is we always do camp in August because we really want our young people to be excited and energized going back into the new school year. So they bring all of this good stuff with them back to school.
So when you say the virtual days, do they come to a location at camp or do they do it from home?
They do it from home. And so we have the first Wednesday and Monday are virtual, and it's from 10 to 2. It's not as long, just because we know it's difficult to be online. But we found that the young people really enjoy the virtual learning. And so they've been able to, we do little mini cooking classes with them, all kinds of movement and activity. And so also some of our campers have younger siblings, and we're able to get some of the younger siblings involved in some of the activities when they're virtual, because it really is the beginning and kind of entry point of us working with them. Many of our students come back to be staff members. They also are eligible for the scholarships we have and other programming. So camp is like the beginning of us really kind of nurturing the relationship.
I'm with Diane. I'm going to ask if we could have a camp for adults so we can enjoy some of these activities too.
Yeah, and we find the most fun stuff. I tell you, every year it's like our mission. How much fun and new energy and excitement can we bring? So we raise the bar high.
I mean, clearly. So now I read that you all had a scholarship breakfast.
Yes, and it was so amazing. Just like I said, we've been doing camp for 16 years. So some of our young people have now graduated from high school. So we had 4 scholarship recipients. Lawrence Harris, who is going to be an author, actually not going to be, he's written a number of books, and so is getting ready to go on tour to share the information with people from his books. Sophia Parker is going to the University of Virginia. Nadira Brown is going to IUP, and Kyla Gordon will be in her second year at Temple University. And so we were able to recognize them, allow people to celebrate their achievements, and just to see the growth of our young people. There's so much good going on, like Marla said. Marla has been so helpful with our growth and expansion. And so I just love to make sure that this positive information is going out about our young people that are doing amazing things.
So what takes place at the scholarship breakfast?
So it is high energy. We had a silent auction so that people could bid on a number of different things, raising money so that we could give even more scholarships, recognizing the students, as well as bringing in some of our sponsors and different supporters to be able to be in person. And so it's a short event. It was a very short program, but really to just celebrate them and to network. Girls High was in the building. Our recipient, Kyla Gordon, is a Girls High alumni, and so they were there representing.
So I'm asking family, now listen, you know I have questions, but I know you do too. So I don't want to hog all of Aisha.
Bring them on.
Yes. Family, I'm encouraging you. If you have a question, a comment, or you just want to give a you know, what is it called? You just want to say, I love what you're doing. Give a call. Give us a call. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. I mean, it just sounds like you all do so much good. I love, 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 love when we get to share with our family members programs for our young adults. I really do. You know what? Because I forgot what you said. Can you share once again the age group?
Yep. So for our campers, they will be entering the 4th through the 7th grade in the fall. So they're typically around 8 years old to about 13 years old. And we do also hire teens to work at our camp. Most of the spots get filled by campers that have aged out that want to stay and hang out with us. And so we have counselors in training that are the younger high school students, and then junior counselors that are the older high school students. And then our group counselors and coordinators are adults that are just nurturing and helping to make sure that they are growing and doing well. So
I love it. Now, how do they apply?
All the information is online and on our website. So they did not post the application for staff members as of yet, because we're actually checking internally first. We always give first priority of hiring to people that have been a part of camp. And so if we have spots available for staff members, that'll open up next week.
Now, thank you, Marla, because I was just about to ask this question too, but I do want to share our love light. Diane Facette shares, yes, adult camp, line dancing and kayaking, swimming, and of course, after all that, cocktails, she shares. Seriously, this is
a great thing you do.
It sounds awesome, right?
We are responsive to the community. And so I have made note, because I get to hang out with the young people, but this sounds like a nice little
nice idea, right?
Yeah,
it does. Aisha, I think Diane, she's on to something. She shares, this is such a great thing that you do for the children who may not get that opportunity. Cheryl Brown shares, this is truly a wonderful segment, Aisha. Thank you for all that you do for our young people. Seriously, there could not have been a better person. There really, really could not have been a better person. And Marla, thank you, because I was just about to ask if you all are accepting donations.
Yes, absolutely. And every bit counts. And so that is at that same link. It's on our website. It's at our link tree. There are lots of ways to get involved, and we are accepting donations for camp, for the scholarship fund. We appreciate every donation that comes in. We have one recurring donor, and you can sign up for that as well, that has set it up so that every month we get a donation, and we greatly appreciate it. It supports our expansion and us continuing to do this work.
You hear that, family? You hear that? OMG, this is seriously, you know, like Aisha said, I've been aware of the camp since its inception. And it just it amazes me. It really, really does, how you all continue to grow, how you all continue to maintain, sustain. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It really is such a beautiful thing that you all are doing and have been doing. And like you said, you know, the attendees, they don't want to leave, so they come back.
They do.
They the employees. Like,
and we continue to find new and exciting ways to engage with them. So anyone that was at the Roots picnic, we were right next to the WURD booth. And so for the second year in a row, we have a youth-led activation. We let our students come up with what it's going to look like, with how they're going to engage with people. They do interviews. They talk to people about their camp experiences. And so we're always finding ways to continue to keep them involved, learning. And so you might have some WURD on-air personalities in a couple of years. Even
I love it.
POC, who is an on-air personality with you all, has been doing the training for students and getting them prepared. So it's been awesome.
I love that. I love that. Y'all know I love our babies, so I love all of that. Ms. Rosalind, I see that you have checked in. I love Light, Ms. Rosalind Allen. She's sending all of us our flowers while we are still here. I love that. I so love that. We receive them and we send them back to you as well. Family, it's time for another commercial break. But when we come back, you know I've got more questions. And we're going to go to our phone lines. One of our love lights is waiting to join the conversation. So stay with us because we will be right back.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Word Radio Digital Tip of the Month with Stephanie Humphrey is brought to you by Comcast.
School is out and summer is here. So what are you going to do to keep your kids busy this season? Start with OutSchool. OutSchool is a comprehensive website that helps you find interactive online summer camps for kids and teens. You can find camps for kids ages 3 through 18 with all kinds of cool topics like music and art, coding and technology, or social emotional learning, and everything in between. You can choose between live video classes or a self-paced program. There are over 10,000 experienced and vetted teachers on the platform, and private tutoring is available if you need it. There are also camps for neurodiverse learners too. There is a small fee for the classes, but joining OutSchool is free, and there are classes for as low as $5 per class. If you're looking for a way to stop that summer slide, OutSchool might be the solution. Head to www.outschool.com and stay tuned to WURD for more tips and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
Tune in this Wednesday at 10:40 a.m. for the Who Is AARP segment on Reality Check with Tanya Pendleton, featuring Angela Forshaw Roush. Learn about the many benefits AARP provides the community. Tune in Wednesday at 10:40 a.m. brought to you by AARP Pennsylvania.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
And we are back. Welcome back, family, to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We are talking with our love light, Aisha Winfield. We're talking about Blues Babe Foundation and its summer camp. So I was sharing, I do have one question before we go to our phone lines. Who can apply for the camp? We were sharing that it's for our youth and young adults. We were sharing about North Philly, but who can apply?
Residents in North Philly, so young people that live in North Philly, and we have some campers, students that apply themselves. Typically, we ask the parents to fill out the application, but we've got some very tech-savvy young people that fill out their own application. It's pretty short. We do ask them to answer a couple of questions about their leadership skills and what they're interested in, and we ask that you provide your grades. We're looking for a 3.2 GPA because these are students that have been doing what they are supposed to academically, and we are providing them with additional support, fun, and learning and leadership opportunities.
I love that. Corky Ball is checking in. Hi there, Corky. And our love light, Miss Rosalind, shares it's all about our babies. They are our future men, women, grandparents, great grandparents. You have to be a village to your family and to your community. We are missing that out in the streets, not just here in Philadelphia, but across the world. We've got to take care of our babies.
Yes.
It's time for us to go to our phone lines. Our love light, Ron, is on the phone. Welcome, Ron. Welcome to the conversation, and thank you for calling.
Yes, Carol, Miss Aisha. I think I spoke to your group of children a couple of times on WRD on Sunday night on the Brother Samari show. But if not, let me say this. What you just expressed is so important. What is America to me? The children in the playground, the howdy and the handshake, the people that I see, and what you're giving those children. And we look around, a lot of our children are not getting the exercise. But the most important thing, what you're doing for them, what you're planning in their thought process will last them from everlasting and everlasting. Your help and the things that you are encouraging them to learn and study. I'll never forget, I spoke to a group of kids who went to Masterman. And I was saying to them, I don't mean to call them kids, excuse me for that word there. And I reminded them, the group, the choir, make them hear you through your education, through your reading, through your books, through your speaking. Make them hear you. And what you're doing, ma'am, what you're doing, once again, you're planning. Their health is so important. And when they listen, to make sure that they diet with you and the medical people, to drink their water and to eat the proper food. I just came off my fast and I came off my meditation, and the older people like myself that was older than me, they used to make sure when we went to school and everything or came home that they rest and take a nap. It helps the body to reset. So saying all this, once again, ma'am, what you're giving these children, they will pass it on down through generations and generations. It's not what you say, it's what you do. And I certainly hope in some kind of way I'll find out that information. I would like to give a donation to that to help you. And because these are the generations that will make a difference in our society. And I'm glad that you're on Love and Life. And young children, if you're listening, this is what life is about. We know God of the universe whose purpose changes not, people changes. But love and life is very important in your life. And listen at the elder that's there, your parents, or whoever the elder people are that's helping you children, and give back. And I don't close with this, ma'am. I want to close with this. Cal, when she was in high school, she would pick the birds up or either the cat, the kitten, to take her to her mother. And here's my whole point, because my cup runneth over. I'm certainly hope. It's my hope, not my wish, that the children will give back to you, beloved elder, that's teaching these children. And the greatest thing they can never pay you back. But what they can give you to be able to accomplish something, and that's what you're doing. You're laying infrastructure for these children with their help. May you be blessed, and may all be blessed. Blessed are the givers of this world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you, Ron. Oh my goodness. Ron fills my cup every single time he calls. He really does. Aisha, I'm going to ask you if you would repeat some information for us one more time, because I want all of our family members to be well versed and have everything. So I'm going to ask if you can repeat the link tree, the IG, and the website information. if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I do not mind at all. And I appreciate everyone that goes to visit, that signs up, that gets involved. Our link tree is linktr.ee Blues Babe Foundation, which is BLUESBABEFDN. That's found on our Instagram, and our Instagram is BLUESBABEFDN, and our website is bluesbabefoundation.org. BLUESBABEFOUNDATION.org.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad you came to visit with us. I am. Oh, you wanted to share some information, and I want to make sure you do that.
Yes. And so all of those places will also lead you to a link that says get involved. And I just want to share, because the other thing that people ask is, do you need help? And we do. And so if you have time and would like to volunteer, sometimes it's as simple as transporting items from one location to the other when we're having events, or if you are able to come to community events and help to give out information, or we have cleanups that we do in the neighborhood. Our office is right on Broad Street between Susquehanna and Dolphin. And so we schedule community cleanups. In the winter, we do something called a giveaway boutique, and we give away coats and clothes and toys. And so we have so many different opportunities and ways to give. Even if you have an hour and you want to come help clean up the office and straighten up files, thank you.
That's right. Well, you know what? Seriously, though, that's the village.
Indeed.
That's the village right there. That is our village. That's what we mean when we say village and community.
Yes.
Come on, that's what we do when we say we're here for our babies, when we say we're here for our kids. That's what it means. Because that too is a demonstration of a good natured, just genuinely good human being. Come on and help out. Our babies need to see that too.
They do. And just like Mr. Ron mentioned, sometimes we'll have young people there with elders, and the conversations are amazing. It's the community, the love. We want to make sure we have all of these different opportunities and ways to connect.
I love that. Our love light, Ms. Rosalind shares. Aisha, thank you so much for all of your hard work and dedication. We love you unconditionally. Our prayers are with you and everything you stand for, our village, for our babies. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I love it. We've been talking, family, with our love light and my love bug, Aisha Winfield, in this hour. She is the interim executive director of Blues Babe Foundation. She's been talking with us about the foundation, its efforts, its mission. She's also shared with us about their upcoming summer camp. Oh my goodness. She talked about their scholarship breakfast that took place, for which we can still donate to the scholarship funds. Yes, yes, yes. She also shared all of the information we need to find everything we want to look up. If we missed anything, we can look on the website. Yes, we can, which is www.bluesbabefoundation.org. That is BLUESBABEFOUNDATION.org. Yes, it is.
And I love me some Carol, even the way that you speak. I'm so excited to be here and to just hang out with you. You already know. You are one of my favorites. I'm glad we got the recording of this, because that's what's going to be up there.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Stephanie, I wanted to make sure. Hello. One of our love lights, Stephanie Purnell, is joining us. Hi. And she was asking for the info. And I checked because I was looking, because I do broadcast on my Facebook page as well. But my Facebook page is a profile. One of them is a profile, so I can't post on there. Just for any of you who are wondering why you don't see any of the posts come up. But I'm glad that you did receive the information. She shares. Thank you for the information. Aisha, I love you more than I can express. You hear me? And I'm so glad you came to spend some time with us and to share with the family about all, well, this isn't even all that you do. So just to share with us
But it's a part of what I love to do.
And it is. She's not just saying that, family. She is really not just saying that. This is so true. So true. But I'm hoping that you will come back. Will you come back to see us sometime?
Absolutely.
Good. I love it. I love that. And we will see you next time. Family. OMG, y'all see, I'm still on 1,000, right? Yes, I am. We've just talked with one of my babies, Aisha Winfield of Blues Babe Foundation. You know what we do on Tuesdays in the second hour. We talk with our oracle, Chris Murray, about all things sports. We're going to take a commercial break right now, but when we come back, the guru himself will be here, Chris Murray. So stay with us because we are coming right back. Bye, Aisha.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed on Love and Life.
We are talking with Dr. Donna Nickel in this hour, but I think this generation relies on the internet, views and likes on these apps.
I share that same sentiment. It's probably part of the reason why I moved over to administration, but I'm not going to give up on these kids. And I integrated as much social media into my teaching as possible because I knew that's where they were. And so I would have them do digital projects. So how do you evaluate your sources on the internet? You know, that was a project. I even had them doing listening projects where they would listen to a podcast in class, and I realized they didn't know how to listen. So if you don't have a basic listening skill, how are you going to get the other learning skills of evaluation and analysis? It's really important for educators to figure out where they are and take them from that point, use the tools that the students are comfortable with, and then carry them along.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds from Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey, this is AJ with your Penn Medicine Cares and the Community Updates. This June, schedule a free breast cancer screening with Penn Medicine in your community. Penn Medicine, in partnership with Siemens Healthineers, the Community of Christian Compassion, and The Fresh Grocer, are offering free breast cancer screenings with Siemens state-of-the-art mobile mammography van from June 3rd to June 14th. The screening van will be located at the Fresh Grocer parking lot, 421 South 69th Street in Upper Darby. Exams take less than 10 minutes. Private changing rooms are available, and translation services will be on site. Registration is encouraged, but walk-ins are welcome. Don't delay. Early detection saves lives. Call 267-414-2205 and register. That's 267-414-2205 to register for your free breast cancer screening with Penn Medicine. At Penn Medicine, our mission is improving the health of people we serve. Visit pennmedicine.org/community and learn more.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe. Please don't always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe. Please don't always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
WURD is happy to provide our listeners with the opportunity to participate in contests and win prizes. This is a reminder of our contest rules. All participants must be 18 years of age or older, depending on the contest. Persons may win only one prize from the radio station per contest for every 30-day period. Some contests might also specify one winner per household or company. Prizes must be claimed within 14 days or by 12 noon the day before the event, whichever is sooner, and must be accepted as is or forfeited. The radio station employees and their immediate relatives, sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, live remote sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, and any other media employees are ineligible to win the prize. Thank you for participating and for listening to WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We are the home of Progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, and the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Murray, right here on WURD. Here we are, Chris. Welcome.
How you doing? Can y'all hear me today?
Yes, we can. We can hear you loud and clearly. I love it.
Okay. Well, it's been, man, it's been a while. It's been since last Thursday, but hey,
that's a while. Listen, that's a while.
Wow, that is a while.
Yes, it is. Yes, what? What? Yes, it is.
It
But
has
you've
been
been
a
well.
while.
You've been well
I
since
have
we
been.
saw you last.
Yeah, I've been well. It's been, I'm actually getting a little bit more sleep than I normally would get because the last few weeks I've been like, fighting the heavyweight champion. I've been getting hit up against the head and everything with, just a bunch of stuff. And I'm trying to, do my thing, teach. I've written I've written an article that's on the NABJ Black News and Views page. And I wrote about Willie Mays, and his journey with racism coming, as a baseball player. And it's really complicated with Mays because he was like the first real crossover star. I mean, you can talk about Joe Louis and others in boxing, but Willie Mays, in terms of the America's pastime, was that one guy you saw. You could see him on a TV, on an all-white TV sitcom in the world where TV sitcoms didn't, necessarily acknowledge the existence of Black people outside of anything. And but at the same time, he experienced his own slings and arrows, so to speak, when it comes down to racism in the sport, and all, and racism in American society that he had to kind of deal with on his own. And although he was chided by Jack, he was sort of criticized by Jackie Robinson for being not as out front as he is. But not everybody is going to be up front. And Mays had to deal with his own confrontation with racism when he tried to buy a home in an area of San Francisco that was scenic, and he had agreed to pay in cash for this home, and the owner agreed to it, but then they got complaints from real estate people and from his potential white neighbors that Willie Mays, arguably one of the great bases, like 1957, when the Dodgers moved from New York to San Francisco, he was at the height of his popularity, height of his, of his prime as a baseball player. And he was one of the most famous baseball players in America because, it was so, when New York City had three teams, they had the Dodgers, they had the Giants, and the Yankees. And there was this debate, who was the greatest player in the city? Was it Mickey Mantle? Mickey Mantle of the Yankees? Was it Duke Snider of the Brooklyn Dodgers? Or was it Willie Mays of the New York Giants, who played not far from Harlem, near the Polo Grounds, and in the Polo Grounds? And there was just this huge debate. Some people like Mickey Mantle, some people like Duke Snider, some people, it was an ongoing debate, in New York City and all that. And so they all say, hey, well, Mays is better. And even after they all retired, Mantle kind of admitted that maybe Mays was better. But, huh?
I didn't realize he did. I'm sorry. Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the things I saw. And because for my birthday, oddly enough, I had gotten a book about Willie Mays from, like I said, my best friend from high school. And one of the things that debate between Mays, Duke Snider, and Mickey Mantle was the subject of an 80s song about baseball, Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. I mean, it was, I know Carol sings, that's your forte, but I had to kind of,
I love it. I love it. I'm encouraging you to sing. I love it.
I want you to say that. I want you to say that to Denise. Because she doesn't like me to say.
That sounds like a setup, Chris. Are you trying to set me up? You try?
No,
That sounded like a setup. Don't you have Denise beat me with a wet noodle? Listen, I want to take a moment just to interrupt for a moment because one of our family members is waiting on the phone lines to join the conversation. Maurice is calling in. Hey there, Maurice. Welcome to the conversation and thank you for calling.
Hi, Maurice.
Hey, Carol. Hey, Chris, man. Chris, I want to bring something to your attention that I think a lot of people, you and Carl, attention. I think a lot of people are missing about the WNBA. And it's surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Okay.
I haven't heard no one speak about this.
That was a great game on Sunday. I got to tell you, I would love to talk about that.
It was coming up. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're definitely talking about that.
That was a great game. Angel Reese played their butt off in that game, and so did Caitlin Clark.
But this to catch here, Chris, that no one's talking about. Caitlin Clark is bringing her own fan base to the WNBA.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt.
The whole state of Iowa and the surrounding state with her. Angel Reese is bringing her own fan base. You see the dynamic?
Yes, I do.
Where the rest of WNBA, although they stars, they don't have a fan base.
That's a good point.
That's a good point, but there's a lot of factors to that too, and I don't think it's as cut as dry as you think. But go on, but let me hear what you have to say about that.
Chris, it is cut and dry because when you take, for instance, Michael Jordan been out of basketball 20-something years. He still has a fan base that make his sneaker the number one sneak in the country, on the globe.
Right.
After 20 years of retirement, his sneakers locked because of his fan base, Chris. That sports create their own marketing entity. Individual stars bring their own fan base with them, and they buy into your brand. That's what sports is about, or music is about. Who's going to buy into your brand? Who wants your brand? And with the NIL bid and the NCAA bid, they're able to sell now the brand. Now, had Asia Wilson had this when she was in school, could be a bigger star than she is now. Because she's produced. But the fan base is not there for her.
And but you know something? Okay, and I can agree with you on that. But, the WNBA has been around for a long time, even before NIL and all these other things. Part of it, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, part of it is that the white males and some black males too, who run the sports industry, never took the WNBA seriously enough to put it in any type of conversation. And and not even the NBA, which basically has been bankrolling the WNBA. I don't think them or the networks or anything like that have ever done a good job of marketing those players. And I do think now I'm not discounting anything that you're saying about what Angel Reese and what Caitlin Clark have done with their own fan bases. But part of the reason why I think there is a bit of resentment is not so much at Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. I think that resentment is, to me, the sports industry. The sports industry found some sort of conflict along the way, and that was good. I will give them credit for doing that. But, the WNBA has been around. And I'm also saying this, I covered women's basketball at the collegiate level and at the high school level. And one of the things that bothers me, when I still remember when I watched my Maryland Terrapins win the national championship on the women's side. It is, and I still got that reaction. Wow, you actually watch women's basketball and whatnot. That was the thing that, part of it is the sports industry, because those who sponsor the WNBA, a lot of people didn't do as good a job as I felt with all the star power that they had, going back to Cheryl Swoops, going back to Rebecca Lobo, going back to Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and all of them. I wonder what would have happened. And I'm glad, and this is where I'm glad that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have come along, because now people are, and to your point, Maurice, I'm not doubting your point. I think you're onto something there. But I also believe though that, and as Monica McNutt said, that people could have used their platforms 3 and 4 years, even a little bit longer than that, to help promote the game. And basically, I don't think, and some of that goes to the WNBA, those who run that league and whatnot. Because I remember I talked to the commissioner, at an All-Star game to find out, how they're going to market the game. Will the game be above the rim? Everybody got excited about Candace Parker and Brittany Griner with their ability to dunk and everything, because they thought that would bring in people to watch the sport. I just think that we haven't really appreciated women's sports in the way I think we should. I just watched last night women's track and field, I think Mo falling and all that. Competition is competition. And we've got to get away from some of the things that we've grown up on. Go ahead.
Chris, let me say this, Chris. When the WNBA first came out, they marketed 3 white women and 2 black women. The 2 black women was Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, right? When it first came out, Rebecca Lobo and some other white girls was the face of the WNBA. Rebecca Lobo got hurt, Chris, right? Cheryl Swoops got pregnant. Lisa Leslie went on her thing, but no one knew that a star would come out of Europe. The star that came out of Europe took over the WNBA. She didn't have no fanfare. They didn't even know she was going to do what she did. That was Cynthia Cooper. Cynthia Cooper came and took the WNBA over, won 4 titles, right? Sold out all the arenas, all her games were sold out. But still, the marketability and profitability wasn't there because it's who want your brand. So now when you face the WNBA,
someone has to drive that too. Because I will tell you, as a sports writer, when I was at the Tribune, and even now, I used to get, one of the things that a lot of PR people and media people would do is they would send me, press releases of an event, send me press releases of some, obscure thing that they might have been doing just to get me, to watch. And so, or get me to come out and cover the stories. I don't think that the WNBA and the NBA, and to a lesser extent, ESPN, has done a good job of marketing their own league and whatnot. Yeah, yes, it's to the point where, yes, you had to have NIL, and you had to have Angel Reese, and you had to have Caitlin Clark, to have their rivalry develop in the, in from college into the NBA and whatnot. And remember, when the NBA was in its 30th year, there was a point where the NBA hadn't done a good job back before Bird and Magic came there and whatnot. So yeah, it was David Stern, who was then the assistant commissioner, who had that idea of marketing the stars. And now basketball has basically supplanted baseball. Baseball is like third, fourth, and I would say third. And from that perspective, I also, and like I said, I blame the WNBA, and I blame, I also blame the sports industry for not recognizing, hey, and start and market women's sports a little bit better than they did. And I'm glad that in other sports like gymnastics and other like Olympic sports and all that. But in this situation, you also, it's a two-way street. You got to market your players and market your sport. And and part of the resistance came, if you would never. I'm gonna tell you something. Before I got on this air 7 years ago, you never heard anyone in Philadelphia talk about, and I still don't do it as much as I should, talk about women's sports. Last Saturday I had Jasmine Smith on my show to talk about young Black girls playing lacrosse and some of the struggles. We don't have enough people talking about women's sports. They don't even talk about it on white sport. They totally trash it. WIP and all those other places up until recent times, they trash women's sports. They looked at the absurdity of it. and whatnot. They thought to them it was absurd, and they can't lie about that because because that's what they've been doing and whatnot. So it's a lot. It's a lot more complicated than that.
Chris, that's not true in the college ranks, Chris. That's not true. If you go back
even in the college ranks, they didn't market it as well.
Listen, if you go back to the history of Philadelphia, right? Little Cheney State. No one knew about Cheney State. But a little black girl named Yolanda Laney, as other players came out of Philly, put Cheney State on the map. Cheney State was a Division II school, Chris, that went on, became a Division I powerhouse, that was the first team and first HBCU school to ever make it to an NCAA championship. So now, when you talk about the history of women's basketball, women's always had strong college basketball following. It's the pro aspect is weak. So the college on the college level, they have something called an incubator fan base, a built inside fan base, Chris. The WNBA don't have that, and the NBA doesn't have that. So, and you cannot market women. You cannot market women the same as you market men. You cannot market that way. Women have a unique sense that you have to market them different. As a sports insider, we know that.
Precisely my point.
Women argue equity. It's not equity you should be arguing. You should want your value. It's value that you argue. You are the equity. And when your equity go up, you get more money, what? Based on your value. Men never argue equity, Chris. And this one
because they're in power. Men don't. You're right. Men don't have to argue, especially white men. Especially white men. They ain't gotta argue that. Women had to fight. Women have always had to fight. This is why we have Title IX. This is why we have all these things, because women have always had. It's always been a fight and whatnot. And sometimes you do have to fight for your space. You just do and whatnot. And that's the thing. Because C. Vivian Stringer and all the people, Tina Sloan Green, they'll tell you that they've had to fight for their space, especially Black women in sports. But you have to, in many respects, but you can't say that there hasn't been, systemic and inherent, sexism in the world of sports, in the sports industry. It has existed. You have to acknowledge that too. I acknowledge what you're saying. I understand what you're trying to say here. That in many respects, you have to market yourself for me and all that. And basically, David Stern kind of had to do that, to get, because there was a point where white people didn't want to come out to see, a bunch of brothers playing basketball. But you got to get to that point where you have to do something to market. The NFL is as big as it is today because Pete Rozelle and Burt Bell and all those guys figured out, like, it took that one game in 1958. And Pete Rozelle figured out, hey, football, this is going to be, he was a PR guy with the LA Rams and whatnot. And they him, Tex Schramm, and others figured out that, hey, football was on the horizon, because it took a long time. People don't understand the history of that. But you got to market. You have to figure out a way to market your sport. It's a two-way street. And I think that, I wish that the networks and the people who cover sports would have paid a little bit, because women's sports have been marginalized over the years. So you got to deal with that history. I mean, I understand what you're saying about marketing and all that other stuff. That's good. But at the same time, there's always been a resistance. There's always been a resistance to covering. And like I said, I see, I used to see it in the newsrooms and whatnot. There was a point where nobody wanted to cover, and I'm working at a local paper in the DC area. And when we had to cover like PG County sports, nobody wanted to cover women's volleyball and all that, or girls volleyball or girls basketball. I did, because hey, I love sports and whatnot, and I understood as a reporter, you have to be able to cover a lot of things. And so, I'm looking at it from my end in the sports in the sports world and whatnot. I'm sorry.
I want to interrupt here because I'm looking at the time. Maurice, I can't thank you enough for the conversation. No, I always appreciate his comments. Always. So So I thank you for joining the conversation. We do have another love light on the phones, but what I'm going to do is take that call after we come back from commercial break. I see that our family members are checking in. Cheryl Brown shares, good evening, Chris Murray. Glad to have you on tonight. And Nasir shares, I watch the WNBA more than the NBA. It's more exciting. We need a team here in Philly. What do you think about that, Chris?
Heck yeah, we need a team.
Well,
I'm not
and
gonna
we
say
were talking about yeah, well, thank you for that. Family, I was sharing. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome. You know, we always welcome you here at Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Chris Murray on WURD. We are going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, Chris, I've got a video. I've got a question for you. And like I shared, one of our love lights is waiting to join the conversation. So we've got a lot coming up when we come back. So stay with us because we will be right back.
Make sure you check out Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton, Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM. Progressive Black Talk Media. Streaming online at wordradio.com, on social, and on the Word Radio app.
If you're worried about losing your health insurance through Medicaid, we have great news for you. New government regulations have expanded the Affordable Care Act. And now you may qualify to get health insurance for you and your family through the Affordable Care Act. Call now to learn if you qualify. We know the healthcare regulations regarding Medicaid, and we've helped thousands of people find quality, affordable health insurance. Plus, all our research is free to you. So call us. With just one call, we'll shop from hundreds of different insurance companies to find you the right affordable health insurance plan. So if you're worried about losing your Medicaid insurance, call right now. Speak with a licensed agent and find how you may qualify for a new health insurance plan.
800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. That's 800-275-7851. Paid for by the Health Insurance Hotline.
Did you hear the word around the community? Jefferson Health Plans is the new marketing name for Health Partners Plans. They are the same company and they are talking to you. Live from WURD on 96.1 FM and 900 AM every fourth Sunday of the month from 5 p.m. until 6 p.m. Be sure to tune in to hear more about Jefferson Health Plans, their upcoming community events, and info to help improve your health and well-being. To learn more about Jefferson Health Plans, visit www.jeffersonhealthplans.com.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy. June, what a lovely, lovely tune. It's almost that time to vote, so make a note. Tuesday, November the 5th. Coming our way. That's what I say. Now, we're talking about two words. You've heard these before. Mothering and fathering. The definition is people who spread love. They don't give up. So when it comes to voting and they don't give up, they just keep on saying, we must vote. Yes, we must vote. Yes. Now, mothering and fathering is gentle, you see. They just keep on saying with a smile, vote. We must vote. Take a big old breath and say, we must vote. Tuesday, November the 5th, a serious time. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy, Mothering.
Want the latest in word swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. It's the shop tab on wordradio.com. You can look good and show the world that you're all about Black Talk Media.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
No, what's the word, boy? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Chris Murray right here on WURD. We are talking all things sports. Yes, we are. Malcolm shares that he agrees in all caps. I think we need a team in Philly. That would definitely work. Family, I shared that we're going to go to our phone lines and we're going to do just that. We're going to go to Tyrone first. Hi there, Tyrone. Thank you for calling and welcome to the conversation.
Well, good afternoon or good evening.
Good evening, love buzz. How are
Yes.
you?
You know, anytime you have my man Chris on, you know, because Chris is my thankful partner. Because, you know, when him and my Denise got together, see, I never told him that Denise is my favorite sister. That's her name. So when him and Denise got together, it was at one of those high points of me and my baby. I think let me see. Let me make sure I can get this. Chris, what is it? Is it 4 or 5 years now?
Talking about how long we've been married or how long we've been together. That is a dramatic difference.
The marriage. I don't know about togetherness. I'm talking about the marriage.
We've been married now for 3 years, legally married for 3 years.
Okay. Because when y'all connected, you know, me and my baby was, you know, on the next part of us being 50 years together, you know. Well, no, 50 years married, not together. We've been, like you saying, how long we've been together? We've been together almost 59 years. But it's we 50, and we're working on our 50th anniversary. So,
congratulations to you, man.
Man, I just love you and Denise, man, because you know Denise and you holds up anything about sports. And I don't know if you remember this. I told you, I said, Chris, I said, you went to school for political science or something.
Yeah, undergrad, I got my degree in political science, yes.
So do you remember me saying that to you?
Yeah, I went to school for political science. What happened? I transferred from Maryland to Morgan, and I was actually a journalism major at Maryland, and I worked on because I had worked in all forms of campus media even before I took classes. But Morgan did not have the great journalism school that they have now. I mean, that school is fantastic and whatnot. But back then, and plus the fact I always figured I was going to cover politics at some point in my life, and I kind of did. I covered the state legislature in Michigan at one time, and you know, and I one time covered the military. You know, when I worked with Army Times and all that. So I do have the thing, but my thing was just sports. Sports was just fun, and sports was something that I was pretty. Not that I wasn't good at covering politics and whatnot, but sports was fun. I mean, you know.
The reason why I went in that direction, because, you know, my love knows how important love is.
Yeah.
And we know how important politics is, even though folks dip and dab in it, don't believe in it, you know, try to, you know, with it, what they want to do with it. But they got to understand that politics is definitely one of the things that it just has a lot to do with the laws, the rules, the regulations, and all the other stuff combined with how we live. So if you
That's true.
are not conscious of politics, then you are really not conscious of the things that are impacting how you live. And the reason why I just love you and your wife, because again, as I said, y'all are so intricately astute in your sharing, in your writing, in your discussion. And I say it all kinds of multiply when you add love to it. And that's why I love my sister. I'm so glad that she's on Mondays through Thursday trying to tell us how important love is, trying to show us how important love is. And what would this world be
without love?
I'm going to say it again, what would this world be if we live in love? So thank y'all for just being so important in my life. Thank you, my love.
Thank you, Tyrone.
My baby, my baby's right here. She's quiet.
You already know I'm sending love to the both of you. You already know. Thank you so much.
Well, I love y'all, and thanks for everything. And Chris, Tyrone said yo, because I do the same thing when I talk to her. I tell her to tell you yo.
Yo.
Love y'all.
Love you more, Tyrone. Thank you so much. You and the missus and all my love. Listen, David has been waiting to talk with us. David, thank you so much for your patience. And thank you for calling. Thank you for joining the conversation.
Oh, thank you, Carol. And Chris, yeah, I'm glad I followed him. I was interested in the topic of sports, and I found that sports was more interested in competition than in interacting. And so the previous caller, leaning on the theme of love, really helped spark that in what I was going to raise. I don't know if Chris has ever read a book that was written, I believe it was written in the 1950s. Let's see, I think it's Daniel Mannix, Mannix, and the book was about the Roman Colosseum and the economics of the Roman Colosseum and how it started out. It took hundreds of years to go from tightrope acts and dancing bears and, just kind of normal juggling and things like that with a carnival atmosphere to becoming what we've thought about as the Roman Colosseum of throwing, Christians to the lions and making political sport out of human tragedy. And if first of all, I wonder if Chris has ever read that book, Those About to Die by Daniel Mannix.
Oh, we who are about to die salute you, something like that. Yeah. I know I've not read that. I'd be interested in reading because I love to read. And but sports is always, I don't know. It does kind of go way back to, I guess, the Olympics and of course the Roman gladiators, Christians to the lions, people fighting each other and all that for the entertainment of those who were rich and for the masses, and how the Romans used these things to keep people, I don't know, dazzled and entertained while various emperors basically plundered and screwed the empire over just, so they can maintain their power. And I don't know. Are we, I often wonder if we in this day and age are the modern Romans, and there's a lot of indication that, we have leisure time now and all this other stuff. But, but sometimes I think, because we got to really understand, there's been some dystopic movies about sports like Rollerball and things that came out in the 70s that talked about, as these corporations. And it's kind of, we kind of, in some respects, as much as I love sports, it's not lost on me that there are a lot of issues in our society. It's never lost on me that there are a lot of issues in our society that we have to deal with. And, and sometimes we remember as we watch our games, don't get twisted. I love sports, but I'm also cognizant of the world around me too, because but then again, sports is sometimes reflective of our society. Sports sometimes is a metaphor, like baseball. The Ken Burns series talk about baseball as a metaphor, for what's going on in our society. Baseball, at one time reflected the racism in our society, reflect the anti-labor. I mean, and all those things, and all those things. And so this, sports are often, sports are often reflective of our divisions. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese and whatnot. It's one of those things where sometimes sports is kind of a mirror to our society in more ways than one. I mean, you want to talk about, especially in the early 20th century and whatnot. You want to talk about how sports and all those other things were reflective of society, how black people got shut out. Black people at one time with black jockeys were the best jockeys in the world, then they got shut out. You had Isaac, what's his name? Moses Fleetwood. Moses Fleetwood, who was really the first black player to play in Major League Baseball until Cap Anson and others called for that gentleman's agreement to keep black guys out of the sport. So, and that was reflective of, Reconstruction and in the South wanted to keep black people and the American side wanted to keep black people at a distance and whatnot. And of course, they came up with all kinds of things saying that why we weren't fit, and all kinds of things that we were inferior and all that other stuff. So they tried until Jack Johnson kind of blew it out of the water and everything, and they got mad. And then after Johnson lost the title, another black guy didn't have the title for like 30 years or so. So, sports is kind of that, we are, it kind of reflects, mirrors our society.
Well, sure. Well, the reason I raised it, if you've been keeping up with the Supreme Court, I'm trying to think if it was a year ago or as many as 2 years ago, they did a ruling that said that sports gambling across state lines can be approved. And when you think about the corruption that can happen with sports gambling, much less in a state like Texas or like Alabama, some of these other states that are so ferocious about, high school baseball or high school football games, and that the kids who aren't even of age, they may not even be 18 years old, not able to sign a contract, but a contract can be put out against them so that those kids can come away horribly injured, by gamblers who want to make sure that team never wins again. So they'll target the quarterback, they'll target the running back. They'll go out of their way to ruin the lives of the kids in high school games. And so the corrupt Supreme Court came up with this ruling that gambling can be approved across state lines. And then what makes it worse is a lot of the internet gambling is really done in like the Cayman Islands, these tax shelter countries, and that America can be sapped dry, on the Super Bowl day. It might be billions of dollars can all of a sudden be sucked out of America to offshore gambling sites. And I hear it's an election year. The corrupt Supreme Court is going out of their way to see to it that people are distracted, and sports is a big distraction. But the gambling debts is such a horror, because if somebody gets too deep in debt to a bookie, what are the odds that bookie's got a tie to the corrupt Supreme Court and to Donald Trump?
Or to just other organized crime figures. Well, no, I mean, but the thing about it, see, that's the thing that I worry about in sports gambling is that, the way they market it, I'm wondering what's going to happen in a couple of years. And I know we got to go to break, but what's going to happen in a couple of years when a lot of people are in debt, I know a lot of people were in that, man, and I don't mess with me. I got swindled out of money playing 3-card money on the bus when I was young, and I fell for it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
David, I want to thank you for calling. I've got to put a pin in this conversation because we have to go to commercial break, but thank you so much. We so appreciate your perspective, and we always appreciate our callers, our family members that call us. Family, listen, we've got a lot of conversations going tonight. Chris, I did share, I have a video and I do want to talk about. We're going to show that when we come back from this commercial break. But family, you already know the phone lines are always open. They will remain open, and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. I'll do my best to read your comments aloud. Stay with us because we're coming right back.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our quinces. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Did you know you can have high cholesterol without any symptoms? High LDL or bad cholesterol can have a big impact on your cardiovascular health, increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Reduce your risk by knowing your LDL cholesterol level and working with your doctor on a treatment plan. Lowering your LDL cholesterol today can help you enjoy a healthier tomorrow. Visit the American Heart Association at heart.org/LDL to learn why lower is better.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It's too black, which means it's too strong.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Family, welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Chris Murray right here on WURD. I do see that our family members are commenting. Our love light, Diane Fassett, she shares. Tyrone, she was glad to hear him. And she shares, good evening, Chris Murray. I love listening to you and to your wife, Denise. I like when Denise sits in for others on Word. Her voice is soothing and she always speaks real. Like, oh, thank you. Like, well, thank you. Thank you. I didn't read that, but thank you. I love like Joanne Dormond. She is checking in as well. And, Diane followed her comment up by sharing, that's a real eye opener. It's like what's going on in the opioids and drugs. Oh my goodness. She shares it's made readily available to get people hooked. The same with the gambling world. It really is. It's identical. It's identical. Alfred is checking in. Alfred Evans, that is. He shares, good evening, family. We send a good evening wish to you as well. Now, Chris, I wanted this video I downloaded. Family, I don't know if you saw it. It was on social media, but it really touched me. It really hit hard. You were sharing about Willie Mays. You were talking about racism in sports. And I don't know if you saw this video with Reggie Jackson.
Yes, I did. I had it on my show.
There you go. I want to share this.
You played with one of the greatest teams around.
Alex, when people ask me a question like that, it's like coming back here is not easy. The racism that I played here, when I played here, the difficulty of going through different places where we traveled. Fortunately, I had a manager and I had players on the team that helped me get through it. But I wouldn't wish it on anybody. People said to me today, I spoke, and they said, you think you're a better person? You think you won when you played here and conquered? I said, I would never want to do it again. I walked into restaurants and they would point at me and said, can't eat here. I would go to a hotel and they say, then can't stay here. We went to Charlie Finley's country club for a welcome home dinner, and they pointed me out with the N-word. He can't come in here. Finley marched the whole team out. Finally, they let me in there. He said, we're going to go to the diner and eat hamburgers. We'll go where we're wanted. Fortunately, I had a manager, Johnny McNamara, that if I couldn't eat in the place, nobody would eat. We'd get food to travel.
When I tell you how deeply hurt I was when I saw that video, I mean, he is one of our greats, one of our legends, and family, we talk about racism. We talk about it every day, all day. We do. But I just feel like I felt his pain. I felt like I relived those moments with him when he was sharing that. I felt like he had been waiting to share that with us. And it hurt. That hurt.
It did. Absolutely. Because, I had heard his story and Kurt Flood's story. I think I told you a little bit about Kurt Flood, getting his uniform washed between double headers in a minor league town, the old South Atlantic League, what they call the Sally League, which was actually popularized in the movie Bull Durham. But a lot of black players who played in those Southern and I've been to that stadium where Reggie Jackson once played in Birmingham, Alabama. And Birmingham, as you know, was difficult in those days. Willie Mays talked about his first minor league experience playing down in Hagerstown, Maryland. And they called him all types of slurs to the point to where they welcomed him back to Hagerstown to apologize to Willie Mays for that happening. But yeah, you can feel what Reggie Jackson, a lot of black ball players who had to go through the minor leagues had to deal with that if they had, because a lot of those places were in Florida and a lot of those places were Alabama, North Carolina, and all those other places. So they had to deal with the indignity of having to go through all that. And it's the same thing, even when they were with the big ball club and whatnot, it got to a point where guys like Kurt Flood, Bob Gibson, they couldn't stay in the same hotels in Florida with their teammates because of rigid segregation. And because because the South, and now they want to go back to that again and everything. And when you look at what's happening now, which is why I tell you, y'all better vote. But the thing is that you can feel Reggie Jackson's pain and whatnot. And I think he kept that, hidden inside of him and whatnot, because, a lot of times we grow up, hey, don't dwell upon those feelings and whatnot. Because when you experience racism or some type of situation where you're the only black something, black so and so in a certain place and whatnot. Like my wife, who worked in Reading, Pennsylvania, she had to cover the Klan, and she experienced some things with that. Denise had to deal with that situation, and so our situations in this world, especially like down south in those days. Matter of fact, Bull Connor, in the place where the minor league team played, Bull Connor did the play-by-play in that town for that team, and this was the man who turned on the water hoses against Dr. King and the kids who were demonstrating. Those heroic kids who demonstrated, who make President Kennedy think that, hey, it's necessary to have the Civil Rights Bill. But that's the thing, that those guys carry those memories with them. And see, I often wondered, I hate, like Malin Duckett was one of the members of the Philadelphia Stars. And I dropped my baseball. But the thing about it, he and I, we were talking about, Buck O'Neil. Buck O'Neil is like the venerable old Negro, the old manager of the Kansas City Monarchs. It was like kind of, who was in Ken Burns' documentary on baseball and had a lot of glowing and nice things to say. And I remember a few years before he died, Malin telling me, well, I understand, where Buck is coming from, but it wasn't all, those days weren't all that rosy. Not to say Buck was saying that it was rosy, but sometimes we nostalgize things that happened in the past. Those guys, went through a lot. They had to go on the road. They couldn't stay at a hotel. The great sculptor Phil Sumter told me that when Negro League teams came to play in Philadelphia, the families took them in because they couldn't stay at hotels, and they would get shoe boxes worth of food to take with them on the road, which is why you had the Green Book, all those places.
Right. Well, I told you I have a copy of the Green Book. I'm sorry to have interjected, but I want to say I'm so happy that he shared that. Yeah. Because we all needed to hear that in present day. And that wasn't that long ago. No. That is the saddest part about it. It was not that long ago, but I'm so glad that he shared it today and that he shared it there where he shared it. That he shared it on Fox. That was another thing. I'm glad he shared it there as well. I feel like we all adults, good and grown adults, young adults, we all needed to hear him say everything that he said, because we're not far away from it. We're not far away from it at all. So, but it hurt nonetheless to hear him say it because of the realization, because of the fact that it wasn't long ago, and the fact that we're not far away from it, but also because he is one of our greats. He is one of our legends. He's one of the ones that we speak of so highly, and to know that he was treated in such a way, and we, all we saw was Reggie Jackson. Right. We didn't get to see any of that, but I'm also so grateful that those who were praying for him and over him at that time were there doing so, because it is for that reason and that reason alone that he had those individuals in his life that looked out for him. Those individuals in his life that were not only looking out for him, but that were a member of the team on which he played and in the positions in which they held. That was only because of those that prayed over him and prayed for him, and also because of what God has for you is for you. So I know that too, that let's not, forget that. But I do want to say, family, I tell you all the time that I love you, but I mean it. I mean it with every fiber of my being. I don't just say it. And I don't say it to just say it. I mean that when I say it. I want so much for us. I want us to, they tell me that when you know better, you do better. And it is my prayer always that we are constantly learning so that we can do better, so that we can get it right. Okay, because I tell everybody, God gives us another minute, He gives us another second, He gives us another day, another chance to get it better, to get it right. So I am so prayerful that we do. I'm so prayerful that we do, that we get it right, and that we come together on one accord and get this right. And I'm saying this because not only because of what Mr. Jackson said, but because we are in the midst of so much right now, and we better get it right. We better get it right. We better come together. But thank you, Chris. I want to just say thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, I enjoy when you come to visit with us. And family, I love you. I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to say it again before I say goodnight. But I'm going to begin our good night by saying I'm just praising God from whom all blessings flow. Family, I'm going to ask that you continue to pray as we all need it. Don't you forget to pray for your loved ones, but also your enemies. All right. You hear me? Pray for them too. We all need it. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to our callers. Thank you, family. Just thank you so much. Special thanks to the entire Word family, especially Nick and Niall, for all that you do. I meant to say, David, I saw that you shared the link for the book on our socials. Thank you. So family, look for that there too. Happy birthday once again to all of our love lights. Family, we are all in this together. You hear me? So be good to you, but be good to those around you. Please be careful and be kind, because God loves you, but I so do as well. Have a great rest of your night. And be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, family. I love you.
It's the WURD Hot 60.
Hot 60.
Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed from Wake Up with Word.
So here's the thing. All the people who think they've outsmarted the system by now